Hi, I'm Erin with Body of Light Studio, and in today's lesson we are going to do a post-golf stretch. My dad requested this for after his golf games. I have with me two yoga blocks. I'm sitting on one. We'll use another one later. And this is just a dowel rod, but you can use your golf club. So we'll sit on something. You can actually do this standing, seated on a chair or a stool. I'm sitting in Virasana with my feet outside of my hips and the block on the medium setting, wide ways across the pelvis. And you'll hold your pole in front of you, and you'll inhale the arms up and exhale the arms back. Now I do this a lot, so I have a lot of mobility in my shoulders in this way. You might not be able to clear your head. Your pole might be hitting your head, in which case you could use a stretchy TheraBand or maybe a longer towel. But what you don't want to do is anything weird with the elbows or shoulders. You want to keep the arms straight as they go up and down. So as the arms go up, the shoulders go down. You take an inhale. As the arms go down, you exhale. You're going to keep going like that, and what you want to watch out for as you're doing this, you're not letting the ribs flare. So you're going to keep your spine nice and straight. The front of the spine is lifted, the back of the ribs are lifted. You're not letting those ribs pop out and the tail pop out, and you're also not going the opposite direction, flexing in the upper spine. So being nice and tall as you do this. Now, the next time that your hands are behind you, you're going to keep them behind you and just flip your grip around. So now your hands are behind your back and your palms are facing forward. Now with this one, you're going to bring your arms up and over your head, and it might be kind of a struggle to get there. If you can continue to go forward and back, you're going to. As the arms go up, shoulders go down, and you're going to get a nice stretch in your forearms and your wrists from that golf grip you've been using for hours. Now, if you cannot go forward and back, maybe you can't clear your head, your shoulders feel tight, and you just have to get your arms over there somehow, you're just going to stay here and hold this position. So if you're still going with the forward and back, you can stop now, keep your arms in front of you, and we'll pause here for a moment. In this position, you do not want the shoulders to roll up towards your ears and forward. You want to keep the clavicles, the collarbones wide, and the scapula wide. Lifting up the vertebral bodies at the front of the spine, lifting the back ribs off of your pelvis. You're going to grow nice and tall through the crown of the head and anchor your tail down. And then you can just let that golf club go for a moment. Maybe shake out your wrists like you're flinging water off the fingertips. All right, so this next one is one of my favorites. You're going to lie down on your belly. Move these blocks out of the way for now. With your golf club in front of you. So if you've got your golf club, you can also use like a broom or a mop handle for this. If you're using your golf club, you're going to take the grip end in your left hand and then have your right arm holding somewhere around shoulder distance wide, definitely wider than shoulder distance, not narrower. And you're going to keep your left hand down, so the grip end would be down. If you have a broom, the broom side would be on the right side. You would have the end of the handle and your left hand on the ground. And then from here, you're just going to peel your right arm up and take a twist. And then come back to center, let your head release down, take an inhale. Exhale, draw the navel in, anchor your tail, keep your left hand down, and you twist. You can gaze up at your right hand. Let's do just a couple more like that. Inhaling to lower. Exhale, see your right hand, and twist. Now your right pelvic calf could lift just a little bit off the ground, but you are trying to keep both sides of the pelvis down. Right ace is down, tail is anchoring down towards your heels. You might even feel like you want to anchor your tail down into the ground. If this is sensitive on your low back, then definitely anchor that tail firmly down into the ground between your legs. Good, take two more. Inhaling to twist. Left hand stays down. Exhale to untwist, release your head. One more time. And you'll lower down. And then we'll do the other side. So you're just gonna have to flip your club or your broom over so that the grip end or the end of the rod is in your right hand. That's gonna be the one that stays down on the ground, and then your hands are a little wider than shoulder height. The club end or the broom end would be way out to the left. Head down, rest for a moment. Lengthen the back of your sacrum and your tail down away from your skull. Draw the sides of your navel in, and then your right hand stays down. You lift your left arm up, you twist, you can look up and see your left arm, maybe down if that's tight in your neck, and lower down. Inhale to twist, keeping the left pelvic half down, the tail tipping towards the ground. Exhale to untwist. Inhale to twist. You're trying to smooth out the movement. Reach your legs back. Legs are strong here. Let's do like 4 more. Inhale, twist. And exhale, untwist. Shoulders down the back, clavicles, your collarbones are widening. I'm going to take the last 2. And last one. And you can set your club down, press up onto your hands and your knees. And for this next one, we are going to go over to the wall. So you're gonna lie on your back with your feet on the wall. Your knees and hips are bent at about 90 degrees. You might need a pillow under your head. If your chin is above your forehead or you feel pinching in the back of your neck, you need to elevate your head, put a pillow or a blanket underneath your head. And then you'll cross your right ankle over your left knee. So we're doing a number 4 stretch. If you don't feel a stretch, you're gonna get closer to the wall. If the stretch is too intense, you'll scoot back away from the wall. Now, one thing here is you've got to keep your pelvis level from right to left and up and down. So you'll notice you might want to hike your right hip up towards your rib cage, or you might want to drop your right pelvic half down to the ground. You want to keep the pelvis evenly weighted on both sides, and also both waists evenly long. And we'll just be here for about 2 minutes. You're taking an inhale through your nose, and you exhale out of your nose. Nice deep breaths, feeling your rib cage widen across the ground. The head sinks heavier down into the ground or your pillow. Imagine that your femurs could slide into your pelvis, gliding the femurs deep into the glutes. So we'll be here for about another 30 seconds. Allow the sternum to release, the heart to soften. Notice if there's anywhere you're gripping. I usually tend to grip in my back bottom ribs and kind of like push them up the way away from the ground. I'm really gonna let those ribs sink heavy into the ground. Now you're gonna take your right hand to your right knee, just on the inside edge of the knee, and you're going to press your hand into your knee and your knee into your hand. So the knee is pressing away from the wall, your hand is pressing towards the wall. You'll hold this for 10 seconds, pushing as strongly as you can. Try not to work too hard in your shoulders so you can really make this about your leg and your arm pushing. And then you'll release your hand down, and opposite knee is going to press towards the wall. So you don't need your hand for this one. You're gonna press your knee towards the wall. Again, you're keeping your pelvis level. Notice if you're rocking one side or the other down, or if you're hiking up in one waist, keep the waist long, pelvis level. You're pressing that knee strongly to the wall for 5 more seconds. And you'll release that, straighten your right leg up to the ceiling. You can hold on to the back of your right thigh, and let's circle your ankle. And switch directions like you're tracing circles with your toes. Making nice round circles with the heel. And then step your right foot onto the wall, and we'll do the other side, crossing your left ankle over your right knee. And then observe the differences between the two sides. You might be able to be closer to the wall on this side while still keeping your pelvis level and square, or you might need to scooch back a little bit. But remember, weight even on both pelvic calves, both sides of the waist evenly long. You can flex your ankle, especially if you have any issues or pains in the knee. You can keep your ankle flexed, that will protect your knee. And then while you breathe here, you're inhaling and exhaling out of your nose. The ribs are staying heavy towards the ground. The femurs are sinking deep into the glutes. Feel your glutes widen out to the sides and down away from your back to receive the femurs as they drop in. Ribs heavy, head heavy, neck and shoulders soft. Allowing the belly to expand as you inhale, the waist widens. And as you exhale, the belly drops. Inhaling, the belly fills like a balloon, the waist widens. And exhale, the belly drops. You've been here for a little while. You might be able to scooch a little bit closer to the wall. But if once you scooch closer, you end up hiking or shortening one side, move yourself back, or you can just use your hands to help you level. And then you'll place your left hand on the inner left knee and press hand to knee, knee to hand, strongly pressing for about 10 seconds. Keep your left shoulder moving down your back and wide. So this is your arm and your leg pressing, not your shoulder getting tight. Knee to hand to knee for 4, 3, 2, 1. Release that. Hand rests on the ground. Keep your ankle flexed and press your knee towards the wall. So now your leg is doing the work of pressing the knee towards the wall. When I do this, I really like to hike my right hip up into my rib cage. So I've got to keep that right waist long, keep the right pelvic half heavy. Press for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release that, lengthen your left leg. You can hold on to the back of the thigh if that's accessible, and you're just gonna circle the ankle, tracing big circles with your toes, fanning the toes as you flex, and then lengthening through the toes as you point. Switch directions, carving out a very round circle with your toes and your heel. Notice where you're shaving off the roundness of the circle and go more slowly through those areas. You can step your left foot onto the wall again, hug your knees into your chest, roll over to your side, and you'll come up to sit. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.